Everybody, this is Grace, and I want to do a video. I've done something similar to it before, and it's about when when somebody who has like narcissistic type or just abusive behaviors, and they want to, to them it's always somebody else's fault. It's never their fault when they do something wrong. It's always somebody else's fault, and you could be their one true victim, and it's always your fault. Like I said, whatever they do. And sometimes it basically comes down to, besides that kind of thing, I'm not diagnosing anybody, but when it comes down to them being lazy, to them, I've said this before, this certain type, one size doesn't fit all. And they're very lazy, very cheap. Cheap is the word. And then I'm not just talking about money, but with their time, with everything. They cut corners. This is the type of cut corners, even at home, at work, wherever they cut corners. They're the slackers at work, and at home too. Their hobby is basically TV or whatever they want to do, and it's all the time. It's a non-stop thing. This kind of person, and how the various ways I've seen them do this. Some of the things that you might hear them say, it pretty much starts off like this. If you saw it, then you should have. Okay? Or, well, why didn't you do this? And lots of you should haves. For example, this is a type to open up I'm going to use really simple examples I think more people can relate to. Like if you, if you buy some bread that has one of those little twist ties on it, they're not going to twist tie it back when they get bread. They're going to leave it open. They're not even going to fold it over because they're cheap. In their minds, this is an extra step, and they are cheap with their time, like I said. So that's an extra step, and they shouldn't have to do it. And some would just call that entitlement, that somebody else can come by. But they're really not even thinking that sometimes. No, like somebody else should do it for them. It's just that it doesn't need to be done to them. Why would they need to be done? They don't think past anything, really. They don't think in the future. Right now, they don't have time for that. They don't have time to put the twist tie back on bread. Okay, and so the bread gets stale. They're also very cheap with money. So, oh no, we're not throwing out stale bread. We're going to eat it. That type. I shouldn't be laughing. But it's funny in a way how they always have something like that. Then, if you saw it and you told them, look what you did, they're going to say, well, if you saw it, then you should have closed it. What's the problem? It's somehow they're going to turn it back around to it's your fault. So let's say that you're, a team at work. It's through teams. Nobody works individually, separate from a group or a team. And this will be the one that's real life happens. There was no reason for it to go off. So, there was nobody behind me, beside me, nothing. But anyway, real life happens. But say they're a team at work. This is going to be the one that doesn't pull their own weight. They will find any excuse in the world to get out of what I just said, pulling their own weight, doing their own part of the job. They might even call in sick the day that it's supposed to be finished. Somebody else has to finish it for them, whatever. But they will always say, well, you should have known. To somebody else, well, all of you should have known how to finish it when I wasn't here. Why weren't you working on it while I was on break? I had to go to the doctor. Why weren't all of you finishing it up? Something, it's going to be somebody else's fault. They're not going to admit fault in anything. That they didn't tell anybody they had a doctor's appointment. They didn't, whatever. No, they're not going to do that. Another thing at work is that, and I know a lot of people, I would think, can relate to this one. This will be the type that, you'd like, say you work in an office where they have one central, small break room, lunchroom where people eat, and it has a coffee maker. However big, small, there's one. And this is a person that will never, ever make coffee. Okay? They believe that that's somebody else's job. I don't drink coffee, so I can't relate too much to this, but I have seen the mess that people who do drink coffee leave often. I've never worked where it was my job to clean it up, my job to make coffee. No, never worked anywhere like that. But I've seen what can happen, and you know, they might even have like one of those, the thing that they stir their coffee with, whatever it is, spoon or one of those little straws or whatever. And instead of, if they go to throw it on the in the trash can, a little trash can, and they miss, somebody else's job to clean it up. You see, they're not going to admit that, hey, this is yours and you clean it up. You know, everybody works here. Whenever somebody sees that the coffee's out, they make some more. You know, they're not going to accept that. No, it's somebody else's job. And every time they will find some reason why it's somebody else's fault, such as, well, they put the trash can in the wrong place, that's why I missed. You know, or, well, the person who had that last cup of coffee, they should have made it. You know, there's still a little bit in there, but yeah, enough for a cup or something like that. But no, they're not going to make it themselves, and they're blaming something that they're doing. You see? Yeah, they will always find a way to say it's not them, and it's somebody else, like I just said. So at work, how many of you have ever been on a job where somebody actually stole something that you brought there for you to eat, like yogurt? You put it in the refrigerator. Well, this is the type that might take your yogurt. And then if questioned about it, they say, oh, I thought the company bought it for all of us. And then they'll say, because that person didn't write their name on it. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to be their fault. No, in no way is it going to be their fault. It's going to be somebody else's fault. Usually the victims. Overall, what I've seen that it was connected to was that of being lazy. Cheap with their time. Not cheap. They're also cheap with their money, but cheap all around. In various ways, cheap. And, you know, and some would just say that it's entitled. They seem entitled. But they do it, and I can go on with, you know, different kinds of easy, simple examples, and like even a door. Say you have whatever door, work or at home, wherever, and it has 2 or 3 locks on it, depending on where you live and how you see it. You know, so say it has 2 locks on it, and if they lock any of them, either one of them, it will only be one. Because that's an extra step to them, you know, to lock the next one. And after all, they know you're going to come around and check it, you see. And if you didn't, it's your fault, because you didn't come back around and check it to make sure it's done. If you saw it, why didn't you do it? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I know I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So if you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would, and I'll talk to you on another video.